Hey YouTube, today is going to be a different kind of video. I'm going to show you all on how I make my triple milk cold processed soap. So if you want to see how, keep watching. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and mix up our lye solution here. I already have my lye measured out in my water. I will put my full recipe to my soap here down below for you guys to get. And if you guys can see that steam coming up from here, that lye is getting very hot. And I do this first because we need to let this sit and let it cool. And while this is cooling, I'm going to go ahead and get my oils ready. And like I said, I will post a recipe down below of everything that I'm using for my recipe here. Do you guys see that steam? That's a lot of steam. So you want to gently just stir this until there's no more crystals or lye crystals down at the bottom. Then we're going to sit this to the side and let it cool completely. Okay guys, in my ice cream bowl here or container, I have my oils. I have 4 pounds of oil because we are making a 4-pound loaf of soap, or soap rather. So I got 4 pounds of oil in there. So I'm going to go in with my milk powders, and to every pound of oil you want to add in 1 tablespoon of any additive that you want to go in with. So we're going to need 4. So we're going to need 4 tablespoons of goat milk powder, and this little cup here is actually 2 tablespoons. So when you see me double scoop or whatever, that's because I'm adding in 4 tablespoons. This is the buttermilk powder. The first one was the goat milk powder, if I didn't say that. And now I'm going to go in with my coconut milk powder. You guys can see there. And we're going to add in 2 of those as well. And I'm adding in my additives before I go in with my lye solution, because the more you go in with the stick blender, which is what I have right there, it's gonna make your mixture accelerate, and I don't want it to accelerate so quick. So I'm going in with my additives first. And when I say accelerate, it's gonna start to accelerate and start to trace rather. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna mix this in. Okay, so what I went in with next was my titanium dioxide, and that's gonna change my kind of creamy color here to a white, because I want to have nice white bars of soap. So we're gonna go ahead and add in my lye solution and my stearic acid. And that's pretty much what that was, guys. If you were wondering what that was in my lye solution, it was the stearic acid. And the stearic acid is what's going to give you a really nice hard bar of soap, make your soap last longer. So now we're going to stick blend, and like I said, you guys see that creamy color that I have now. I'm going to go ahead and go in now and give it a couple of taps. You guys see those bubbles coming up? That's what you want to do to get all of the air bubbles up out of your soap. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to give this a good mix. You guys see that? That's the color of soap that I want for my 3 milk soap. So we're going to go ahead and just stick blend until we come to trace. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about with the trace. Kind of look like ice cream, don't it? Melted ice cream. See that? Kind of look like melted ice cream. go ahead and stick blend this until it comes to trace, which will take about 2-3 minutes or so. So once I'm done with that, I'll just bring you guys back. We are almost there, guys. You see that? You guys see that? You see how I was leaving that print on the top of the soap? That right there is what we're looking for. That's trace. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to pour this into my soap molds. And you see that? The air bubbles that are coming up? Just give it a good tap, and that's how you'll get all the bubbles out of your soap. So I'm going to go ahead and get my bowl. Well, my bowl. I'm going to go ahead and get my molds ready, and then we're going to start to pour this into our molds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just give this a good mix. You guys see that? That pretty much right there is what we're looking for. That's what it's called, trace. So I'm going to go ahead and get this into my pour bottle here, or pour cup rather, and we're going to get this into our molds. And no one would ever think that this is soap, guys, but you want to be very careful because there's lye in here. I'm going to go ahead, I have my cup here, and I'm just going to pour some of my batter in here, and then start to get this into. Make sure you have gloves on, guys, okay? Make sure you have gloves on. So I have my little soap molds here that I got from Brambleberry, and I'm going to go ahead and just start filling these up and then give it a good tap. Ooh. And I'm going to show you guys, if I pour too much in one little box there, I'll show you guys exactly what I do to kind of pull it down to the next one. And you can see it's starting to accelerate a lot more. It's thickening up, so I need to try to hurry up and get this into these molds here. And you are gonna make a mess, okay? Just the FYI, but it's all good. So like I said, you see right there, give it a couple of taps and it'll kind of go down to where it needs to go. And then I like to do little decorations on the top of my soap, but I'll show you guys that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish getting this, pour more soap into my little cup here. And just go ahead and keep filling up your molds. Kind of look like a custard, right? Okay, here I got 22 bars of soap. I finally got them all into my silicone mold here, and I got 22 bars out of that 4-pound of soap recipe. And again, I will share the recipe down in the description box for you guys, for those of you that are interested in making soap. But just be careful that you use what I put down there as far as with the gloves, the goggles, the mask, and all of that stuff. So make sure you have that on hand. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to let these sit for about 3 days before I unmold them, and then we need to let these cure anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes 6 to 8 weeks, depending on, like I said, just to make sure that all the lye is out of your soap. So we're going to go ahead and let these sit, and I'll bring you guys back once we're ready to unmold them. Okay guys, my soap has been sitting for about 3 days now, so I'm going to go ahead and unmold one for you, so that you guys can see how they turned out. And since I have on gloves, I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys how my soap work. once it is completely done solidifying. And look at that. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my soap and all of that and get all of that scraped off. I have a little scraper that I use on my soaps. But yep, you guys can pretty much see how my soaps turned out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one back in there and just take out another one so that you guys can see it. Just go ahead and just kind of pull the mold a little bit, and that's to just kind of help unmold it. Then I just push from the bottom, go from the side again, and just push from the bottom. Took a while to come out, but there it is. And look at that. Like I said, all of that I'm gonna clean up before I put my soap on the shelf to cure. But yep, that's pretty much it, guys, showing you how I make my triple milk soap. So I'm gonna go ahead also, I'm gonna rinse one of my, since I have gloves on, I'm gonna show you guys how these suds up in water. So we're gonna go ahead and move over to the sink. Okay, so now I have my sink here running with water, and I have one of my bars of soap. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go under and just kind of show you guys how it lathered up. And I'm wearing the gloves because it's lying here. So do you guys see that? It suds up beautifully. That's where the sweet almond oil come in. It makes your bars, well, give your bars a lot of lather. Look at that. And that's pretty much how I make my triple milk soap. Like I said, I will post my recipe down below for all of my soap makers out there, just so that you guys can get the recipe if you're interested in making this soap. But trust me when I say, once this soap is done curing, guys, this feels so good on my skin, I swear. Have you taken baths like, oh my god, like you just do not want to get out. And look at that. Suds for days. So that's it for my video, guys, showing you how I make my triple milk soap. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you did, give my video a thumbs up. Support my channel by subscribing. And until next time, you guys take care. Bye.